Good day everyone, David Paul speaking. I just want to do a quick study on the DEW market timing system, which I've referred to in this week's essay. I'm recording this on Tuesday the 25th of August, and you should get the essay on Saturday morning, the 29th of August. So after Monday night's close, the short-term trend, or the primary wave on VectorVest, is up. The underlying trend is up, and that underlying trend has been confirmed by price action, and VectorVest advocates buying safe undervalued stocks that are rising in price at this time. So a good day's market action on Monday, a green light in the price column of the color guard, and on the buy-sell ratio, the breadth of the market, telling us that both the price and the buy-sell ratio are up day over day and week over week, a very good sign indeed. So the DEW is in fact not recorded on the front page of VectorVest, so it is a fairly aggressive trading system, and to actually avail yourself of the system, you're going to have to actually go into the market timing chart of the VectorVest Composite UK. To get there, you click on timing and click on market timing, okay, and that'll open up the VectorVest Composite. I've got it open already to save a bit of time, and this candle plot, ladies and gentlemen, is the VectorVest Composite UK. Now I've loaded the Pro Trader under graph layouts. There's a standard layout there called Pro Trader Timing DEW, and that's what you should see. Now this little drop down has got confirmed calls that we covered last week. It's got the primary wave, a very noisy trading system for only the most aggressive of traders. And in other videos I'll cover the green light buyer and the green light buyer RT kicker. Too much for this. But if I click on DEW, it's going to populate the composite with red and green triangles. Now this is a faster trading system than the confirmed calls. It has huge advantages in that it's quick. It gets you in at the start of a move. Its disadvantage is because it's composed of a moving average. If the market goes into a flat sideways period, it can get whipped. I'll show you an example of that at the moment. Now what does DEW mean? Well, it's a mouthful, I know. The acronym stands for Detrended Price Oscillator, which I'll talk about in a second. It stands for envelopes, and when you put the study on, the envelopes will be there. I'll put them on quickly. There's the envelopes, okay, and a weighted moving average, and that's the weighted 30-day moving average. What does weighted mean? It just simply means that the mathematics reacts to the last few days much more than it would from the first or the second day in that 30-day sequence. So it's designed to be more responsive to the current market conditions. Now the detrended price oscillator, the DPO, is shown in this line study just in the window below the price. It's a standard study in technical analysis, not proprietary to VectorVest. It runs between a center line of 0, and when it gets to up about 100, very overbought. When it gets down to minus 100, very, very oversold. Now for a DEW buy signal, ladies and gentlemen, the DPO must simply be above 1, above 0, should I say, and the price closes above the 30-day moving average. Okay, and that is the signal. That was the buy signal that we got on the 7th of April. It closed, and the DEW was above 0. Now here, this red signal, the sell signal, it closed below the moving average, and the DPO moved down below 0. So it couldn't really be simpler. As you can see across here, and this red signal. It closed below the moving average, and the DPO was below zero, so it printed a red signal. That red signal didn't last too long, and a few days later we got another buy signal again on the 5th of August. As you can see here, on at least two occasions, the price closed below the 30-day moving average, but the DPO in fact didn't get down below zero, so that didn't print a signal, and that kept us in the market in those times. And that was, I remember that one day, it was a Thursday afternoon vividly. There is one exception to this, ladies and gentlemen, and this is when I have to put on the envelopes. Now, the envelopes don't kick in that often, and to my best knowledge they've only kicked in twice in the last 10 years. Now, here is the exception. If the price trades outside the band, and we only need one of the signal to actually give us a up signal. So on this particular occasion, the price traded outside the band. It closed above the 30-day moving average, but if you actually look carefully, you'll see it on that day the DPO was still below zero, but the software is coded to print this buy signal on that day, because if the market is traded outside the bands, we only need one signal to actually print a buy signal. Now, that has only happened, I believe, at the end of this sell-off that we had in February and March, and on the global financial crisis way back in 2007, 2008. So it's not something that's going to occur all the time. As you can see at the minute, we're well inside these bands. So for a sell signal to occur, we would need both things to actually trigger. In other words, the price is below the 30-day moving average, and the DPO is below zero. So it's a very simple system. It's not recorded in the front page of VectorVest. You're going to have to go into the program and see it. Now, I've been using it to great effect in both the UK and the US market for swing trading. We still use the confirm calls for our worry-free trading, which is much more hands-off, but for swing trading I just love the DEW. I'll show you which search I use. It's my own search. It's a simple search. Couldn't really be simpler. On UniSearch, I've put together a search that looks for a comfort index, the long-term trend on VectorVest, which is greater than 1.2 on a scale between 0 and 2. So it's a strongly trending share. I'm only looking at FTSE 350 stocks to give me lots of liquidity, and I've sorted those stocks by CI times GRT, growth rate. And my objective is to bring the stocks to the top of the list that have the best combination of long-term trend and earnings growth rate. Now, I started this way back in April, on the 7th of April, and I talked about it pretty much every Monday afternoon. It was a very scary time after that sell-off. A very scary time. And my first desk head in an office in London here, he told me, this is a long time ago, 35 years ago, he used to say that when it's time to buy you won't want to, and when it's time to sell you won't want to, which is the subject of my essay. Around the 7th of April this year, it was a very scary time indeed. The world was about to end with this darn virus, as you know. So if I ran the search on that particular day, as you can see, we were coming out of the worst sell-off in recorded history, apart from one in 1915. And as you can see, many of the shares that came out of this were still in a sell signal. Now, if I tested those, and I bought most of them myself, if I tested that to today or last night's date, that search has produced no losses, and it's 2.5 times the performance of the London market. So although it's quite a simple search, it works exceptionally well. Some people added an extra line. They said that they couldn't buy shares in a sell recommendation. So what you could do is that you could in fact put on time of search, stocks, capital appreciation, recommendation is not a sell. So they're either on buy or hold. That was easier to do, and unfortunately, in a when you're bottom fishing, invariably at times you're bottom fishing in shares that have sold off incredibly. So that search, that's what came out of it. And if we quick test those, we can see it hasn't done quite as well, but nevertheless it's done significantly better than the London market itself, up 26%, the market's up 17%. I think that the search has worked exceptionally well in the US and exceptionally well in the UK, and it's been the basis of my portfolio that I've reported on every Monday afternoon since we had the first signals at the start of April. So if we go back, that's the standard study, folks. It gets quite noisy at times. It's simple, it's robust, and it works. At the moment, the DEW is up, and all the measures of the trend on VectorVest are up now. That could change by the time you get this on Saturday morning. And I wish you all a great long weekend, and I'll see you at our next Q&A, which will be on Monday the 7th of September. Have fun till then. Bye-bye.